Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
And then he couldn't fire his glutes later.
Matt Hayes.
His balls are different in person.
And Leon Searcy.
So they were smelling themselves.
Oh, my gosh.
With no deal.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Well, Big Sur's smelling of, I don't know, suntan oil, coconuts, whatever it might be. Back from Jamaica, man.
Yeah, man. My name over there was Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man.
How are you, Big Boss Man?
I'm good, but had a great time.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I loved it. Every bit of it. I loved it.
All right, good. So all three of us are back in studio. You got to tell some stories about Jamaica as far as what happened down there. We'll definitely dig into it. Everyone's kind of in vacation mode. Everything's going on during the summertime. People taking a little time off. So we welcome you into XL Primetime. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday as we crank it out today. Definitely a lot to get into. Leftovers from yesterday that we'll throw at Big Sur's. Two big things. The Josh Hines Allen weight, and then also what he said about getting work in right now, which is something that Leon preaches quite a bit. I tagged you on that one yesterday that we definitely need to get into. So we got some Jags talk. Deion Sanders talking about his son in the pre-draft is definitely kind of interesting, and we got plenty of college baseball to look back on from last night. All sorts of things to get into. But what part of Jamaica did you go to first off?
Well, I stayed at the Sandals Resort.
Yeah.
And listen, the most terrifying thing about the whole trip was getting there.
Yeah.
Okay? Because first of all, the big fella didn't know that everybody drives on the left-hand side. All right? Then I didn't know that we had to go over a mountain to get to the resort. And let me just paint this picture. Now, he's driving on the left-hand side. There's two streets. One goes up, one comes down. And there's no railing, okay? There's no railing, Joe, when I tell you that. So when you look out your window, bro, you're seeing a cliff, and there's nothing but woods down there, or there's water. So I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified getting to the resort. Now, once I got to the resort, everything was cool.
Yeah.
And I tell the driver, I say, hey, man, I just saw a sign that says 30 miles per hour. You know what he tells me? He said, yeah, man, back there's 30. I drive here now. I said, bro, what is wrong with you, bro?
I drive here now.
I said, bro, slow down. I said, I said, how long does it take to get to the resort? He said, about an hour and a half. I said, bro, I'm not in a hurry. You shouldn't be in a hurry either. Just take that was after I get over the near-death experiences of getting to the resort. I had a wonderful time.
How many people was it a shuttle or was it just a?
No. I just had my own, my own driver. Yeah, I just had my own driver.
Yeah.
So, once we get there, it was wonderful. Beautiful resort, beautiful people, great food, whatever. And then, the big fella went snorkeling. Can't swim, but I put a little flotation device around.
You cannot swim?
Cannot swim.
You've never tried? You never wanted to?
I never had the interest in swimming.
Whoa.
So I put this thing around me and I'm floating and we're around the coral reefs and I'm seeing the coral and the plants and the fish or whatever.
And you're using the snorkel and everything.
And the snorkel and everything. Whole thing, right? So now to my rear view, I see this object moving. All right. It's coming towards me. I almost wet myself. I ain't gonna lie. It was a turtle. It was a sea turtle. I swear it was a shark. I thought it was a shark. And once I saw the sea turtle, I said, listen, I'm in your domain. Let me get the hell out this water.
Oh, come on,
I was done,
bro.
bro. I was done. Scared. I can't even identify.
You're allowed to pee in the ocean. We all do.
Listen,
you can't wet yourself there.
Bro,
No.
I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
But once
So they were like, oh, we have to end this trip now. Like, you made your girl get out of the water, too?
I got out the water.
Okay.
Whatever everybody else was doing, it was not my concern.
Not your concern.
I just got out the
You
water.
immediately got out of the water.
Immediately. Yes, immediately got out of the water.
But honestly, that would have been a perfect one just to kind of watch and see the big tortoise do his thing.
Nah.
No?
I saw him. I saw it wasn't a shark, and I left.
Because there are times when you can, like...
a shark could be far behind or close behind.
See what I'm saying? Yeah.
If there is bait out there that a barracuda or a shark wants, you will see them, and they are active. But there has to be that classic blood in the water. There has to be something that draws them there. If there's not, there's really... Like, of course, there are shark attacks, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Around a reef, how deep was the water? You shouldn't have too much to worry about.
Could you stand up?
No.
No,
Okay.
no. If he's not in the reef, you're not going to stand up.
Yeah,
No,
you're
no,
probably
no.
30 feet.
Good 30
is,
feet,
is
yeah.
my guess. With,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
most reefs, and then they're called heads or whatever else you want to call them. But if you take anybody out there, yeah, it's probably 30 feet. Something.
Now,
in
was
that
your wife
neighborhood.
concerned that in a fight or flight situation you left
You
her?
flew.
Yes.
You flat out
fled.
flew.
George
You
fled.
There was no fighting you at all.
You weren't
flat
worried
out
about
flew.
anyone but yourself.
She knew the risk.
Exactly.
And
Every man for himself.
yeah, and as it goes, no one else was in danger, so it was okay.
There
for
you
to
go,
opt
that
out.
part.
That
That's
wasn't,
just
baby, I'll protect you. That was, I'm out.
I'm out. Listen, my daddy always told me that it's better to say there he run the day he lay. Okay? Always better.
But I look at, like, if I saw the tortoise or whatever, like, I totally get it. If you don't, like, in your peripheral vision, you don't know what's going on, it could shock you. I get that. But then once I saw it, I go, oh, yeah, I want to take that.
So it wasn't so much the turtle as it was what else is down here. Is that what you're saying?
That part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
What else is down there I'm not
Listen,
seeing?
the school of fish I saw in the core, that was beautiful.
They
That
were
was,
peaceful.
Yeah, very peaceful, like, very tranquil. You know, I was at one with nature until the turtle I thought was a shark came by.
Get my ass on that
Yes,
boat.
So there's a buddy of mine that I can't even fathom this, but so Captain Norm and his buddy Ed lives right across the street, and they got a little reef. I'm not even going to say if it's man-made or not, but they got something down there. And so they'll take the scuba gear and they'll drop down and they'll go, whatever, however many feet it is, 100 feet, whatever. And Eddie would drop down and he'd have a spear gun and he'd shoot a grouper or whatever. And he'd snap or group or whatever. He'd pull it in his bag. And they actually set it where there's weighted chairs down there where he could just kind of sit there if he wanted to, just for a little while.
Yeah.
Almost like a living room, like little SpongeBob SquarePants under the sea. And so anyway, he's got him a grouper.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes a barracuda. Barracuda looks at him. He looks at the barracuda. Barracuda says, what are you going to do? You can leave with or you can leave without. But if you leave with, I'm coming with you, basically, is what that barracuda told Eddie. And so he just basically had to let go of the fish.
Wow.
Barracuda takes it, and he's gone. But if he kept that fish,
Right.
oh, man.
Wow.
I can't imagine. Yeah, that would scare the hell out of me. That's for sure. But at least you had a good time.
Great time. Yes, absolutely.
Music, all the calypso music, all that
man.
stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I love the food was amazing.
Yeah.
The spot called the Jerk Shack.
Okay.
Amazing jerk chicken, pork, sausage, all of it. Listen, anytime you can have Bob Marley's at poolside at 10 a.m., you can never go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Now, you didn't enjoy the red stripe.
No, the red side was terrible. Sorry.
Oh, you didn't like it?
Really?
No.
I think he got the wrong. First of all, you sent us a picture of a can, which I've only had it out of a glass or
Oh,
a
the Mickey
bottle.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah, it was like malt liquor, but it's definitely a lager." I feel like you had a
bootleg?
a bootleg, or you had blue
But listen,
stripe, bro.
that was in the hotel room. That's what in the hotel room it was red stripe, and I said,
Really?
Okay.
I want to see what the deal is, right? So
Well, you really got to taste it out in the sun, you
Okay.
know, or
right.
like at the beach.
wasn't a fan.
And
Wasn't
we-
a fan.
Yeah, we should announce that anytime you do drink the local doesn't mean it's good.
No, I just that's what you get.
Yeah, it does not mean it's good. It's
What's
just
the one in the Bahamas? Kalik? Or,
Yeah.
Well, see, I blame y'all
pretty
because y'all.
crappy, too.
I blame y'all because y'all hyped me up before I went. It was like, hey man, so
Very
we gotta
true.
get.
All I said was get a red stripe.
You hyped me up.
But also, I was talking to you about before the show. There's a local delicacy in Jamaica that has been taking off over the last 5 or 6 years. It's called Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Bro.
And the last couple of times I've been in Jamaica, the lines outside of the KFC
Been
are
busted.
insane. Apparently, like they have a different recipe.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
well, I don't know about that.
That's
tell
what
you.
they say, though, that their chicken's
Wait,
different than the one in
before you go
America.
any further,
they
you
jerk it.
I did
You
not.
went to Jamaica and bought Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No.
No, all right,
I drove by the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, well, that's what
I
JJ
was
said.
connected to the Pizza Hut, and there was a line outside the KFC.
I'm telling you.
I was like, that's odd.
And a lady told him.
And then the lady at the resort said, "Hey, listen, KFC, best chicken ever." I said, "You know, KFC." She
I'm not
said,
going
yes.
to Jamaica and going to KFC.
Exactly that
Sorry.
part.
And
Did you
that's
get any
why-
spiny lobster? You have any lobster?
I didn't have any lobster. No, I did.
Oh, man.
I missed
Well,
out.
you had good Caribbean. You had
I had
good
great Caribbean
Jamaican
food.
food.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why they say that chain has gone to the top of the charts
Mm-hmm.
in America, which is really hard to believe, but it has.
KFC has?
Yes, it's
Ahead
just
of Popeyes?
way. Like, we're talking fast food, period.
Ahead of like McDonald's and really.
Yeah, at least whatever. Within the last 6 months, I saw one
We
of those.
might have to do this then.
Yeah. What do you mean? Taste
We
it?
might have to try it. Yes.
I'm telling you, the
believe me,
chicken
I
at
have
the
had-
KFC in Jamaica is not the chicken they
Right.
use here. They're
I've
like
had more
jerking
chicken
it.
than
It's
any man on earth. I have tried.
more
it.
local.
So when did you try it? Most recently, when did you try it?
Oh, it's been a while. We've been on a bit of a run with the other chain for a while.
Yeah.
So it's been
years.
Been a little bit of time, but they used to have
We might
a
have
buffet.
to try it.
They used to have a buffet that I would crush. Yeah, and they lost money that day when I went in. But yeah, I don't go to those hardly at all anymore. But yeah.
You know when they lost me? It's like when they started throwing all that sauce and stuff all over it. And
What are you talking about? All the bowls and whatnot?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
That's greasy goodness, bro. That is greasy goodness. What
Yeah,
are
the
you talking
KFC bowl is one of the greatest things that
Oh,
America's made
They do
in
have like
years.
Yeah. Well, see, you're the burger creep, so it's got to be plenty. I totally
Right, that's
get it.
true. That's
But
true.
I'm with you 100%. I don't need to have all that ranch drizzled all over.
No,
it.
it's like hacker, man, dumping
Yeah.
ranch all over it.
Yeah.
All you taste is ranch.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you may eat several different things, but if you put the same thing on it, you're tasting the same thing.
The same thing with the burger. I just want to taste the burger. I don't want to taste special sauce or lettuce and tomato and pickles and all that other garbage. I just want the burger, man.
I'm not against you there. I swear. I will take a plain dog or a plain burger from time to time with no problem. I am the buffalo sauce guy though. I probably will like that more than anything else. But I'm not going to put
On the chicken.
Yeah,
I'm all right with that.
But if
not like that saucy barbecue, tangy.
No, but if we're having classic fried chicken, I'm not putting anything on it.
No.
Yeah, like
Don't ruin it.
we're going to Nashville on Thursday, and if I get Nashville hot, yeah,
That's a
I'll get
different.
little bit of
That's a
sauce
different
on there.
story right there.
Yeah, but there's also some of them that inject and they don't drown it in sauce.
Right.
So both ways. Like Yeehaw is one of the great places up there, and they definitely have good.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, Yeehaw.
You've been-
It's a distillery.
Speaking of yeehaw, you ever been to Yoder's in Sarasota? Outside Sarasota, Yoder's
No.
It's the Amish chicken.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not kidding. You and TLD should just go for a day trip. Yoder's, Yoders. It's phenomenal.
Wait a minute. You
There's so
skated.
many good places. I'm not going to drive 5 hours.
I'm not
but-
kidding. Yes,
First of all-
believe me. If you had this chicken, you would say, "Oh, I'm driving."
First of all, you skated past that too quick. Amish chicken.
Amish chicken.
The Amish make the chicken.
Oh, yeah.
The Amish are the only ones doing it right in this country when it
Not
comes
only
to
that,
food.
it's a
Not all the
bakery, too.
preservatives and all that crap that
Yeah,
They're not
and
putting
they have
chemicals
like
in their
pies
dirt.
and stuff there, bro. I'm telling
So
you right
are
now.
they harvesting those birds up there in
I don't know.
Pennsylvania?
I don't
and
know
then
how
sending
they're
them
getting the
south?
birds. All I know is you want to talk about lines out a door. Oh my gosh, it's life changing. It's an experience.
Wow, I look like this is
First
what
of all,
I do.
I didn't know the Amish had them kind of skill sets. All right, so let me go. That just blew my mind. Let me just say that. So
They
now
can-
I've got to try it.
They can grow sideburns that they can braid. That I do know.
Okay.
All y'all got to do is just go to Google and type in YODER''S, and you wait and see what comes up.
Okay, all right.
right.
We'll check it out.
No doubt.
All right, so let's get
Is
into
it
a
as
couple
good
of
as
things.
Publix?
Way better.
Two sound bites from Josh Hines Allen that Big Search needs to hear that we at least need to get into. The work being done in the offseason, and then also we figure he said he topped out at 285, and he had to have been told at least put on 15 extra pounds because he basically went from 265 to 280. And so anyway, you'll hear what he had to say. Let's get into it. Is that the only reason he didn't have the season he was supposed to have, or are there other things? Well, yeah, there was the defensive coordinator and everything else. But we'll get into it and just see what you think about it coming up here in just a second. And then the Dion commentary on Shador pre-draft, definitely interesting and worth getting into. It is XL Primetime with Big Search back, Matty Hayes, Joe C, and JJ.
He's nationally syndicated sports writer Matt Hayes,
And you might be.
and he's Jags beat writer Hayes Carline.
At least he got his name right.
Get more Hayes.
I gotta get me one of those.
Afternoons on 1010XL.
When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
They were right. It could have waited. I can't believe it happened to me. Reaching to check my phone. Now my family has to hear that I'm never coming home again.
Officer?
I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
Every day, 9 people on Florida roadways don't make it home. I was one of the people that didn't make it home.
Ride with Do Not Disturb. Every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
Since 1901, generations of skilled union workers have built the backbone of our community. Hospitals, schools, the buildings where you work. Every year, a new apprentice class of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians is stepping up, trained, driven, and ready to do great things. They're not just building our city, they're building their future. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to become a member or contractor today.
You tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now. Don't miss Renewal by Anderson's 30th anniversary sale. Buy one window or patio door and get one 30% off. Financing options are available and this offer expires June 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
It's about the hunt.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Lagerman. We take you from the water to the woods.
On the Nimnicht Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Let's go to the woods, y'all.
Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Spring has sprung, and so have the bugs. It's Hayes Carline and my friends at Kingfish Pest Control offer an exclusive $99 spring special. That's right, your initial pest control service is just $99. And if you call today, they'll include a free one-time mosquito treatment. Kingfish Pest Control is family-owned, 5-star rated with no binding contracts, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Call them now to book your service. Only at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
I9 Sports is geared up for fun for kids all over the First Coast with summer and fall registration now open. Kids ages 3 to 17 can get in the gym or on the field with I9 Sports, covering Clay, Duval, St. John's. And I9 has all-girls flag football at Oakleaf, UNF, Fletcher, and Creekside. Plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast to take advantage of. Don't miss out. Registration now open for summer and fall at I-9 Sports. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Primetimers, welcome. You can watch on YouTube, catch the stream, miss any of the shows. You can just go back and watch them real fast. XL Primetime appreciates everybody tuning in, that's for sure. We got a big search back from Jamaica. And one of our texters, 641-1010, you get the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosure, says KFC stands for Keep From Cooking in the Caribbean. That does make sense. That's a great way to look at it. It just keeps you from having to bring anything home. The Amish, according to one of our prime timers, have the #1 buffet in the country in Pennsylvania called Shady Maple Smorgasbord. Now, I do believe Jersey is the state capital of diners. There's more diners in Jersey than anywhere else, but Pennsylvania would rival them. And so the Amish, Shady Maple Smorgasbord.
Bro, I'm telling you, they have it's not just chicken. They're famous for the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
They've got these world famous pies and the sides, and it's like a family style. Like you sit down, everybody sits down, it's like a long bench, and you just find your spot in the bench.
When we would go up to North Carolina as kids or whatever with the families, you would go to the basically family style places. Over there in Linville Falls and Banner Elk and all that stuff. And it's nothing but just a fried chicken, country ham.
Yeah, I mean they have some indie tables for you snobs like you that can't sit with other people, but you know.
Yeah, well, they weren't serving. Yeah, wait a minute, I'll take a cold cup of beer, a little Bud Light, please.
You're not getting beer at the Amish place. That's not happening.
Yeah, that's not happening. But all right, so one of our other
you get some life-changing chicken though. I'll tell you that.
So I appreciate it. Another one of the Augie dogs chimed in. He says, I killed that buffet in St. Augustine on US 1 too. He knows all about it, man. The Baxley family had that bad boy for a while. But anyway, he said Joe talks about the romaine lettuce documentary. Watch the KFC documentary. So we'll find out.
No, we won't. Why would you watch that?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't
want to know either.
Bad is
chicken
good
for me forever.
Yeah, bad is good. Okay, and I really don't want to know anything else other than so I
don't need to see a documentary to know it's not good.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and there may be some short.
I just walk around this country and I see everyone.
And let's just put it this way: there are no good food documentaries. They're all bad.
They're all
bad.
That's true. And there's an agenda. Okay, let's.
Yes,
be real.
of course. So I don't need to see that. Whatever. I know what I'm eating, and whatever.
They're trying to save us.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They say. Yeah.
I mean, none of us getting out here alive.
Here we go. Why you always got to say that, man?
That's facts, man. Goodness gracious.
All right, so if you do have any of those, you could definitely give us some of the stories. We'll take it. That's for sure. All right, so I wanted Big Search to hear this because Maddie and I talked a bunch about Josh Allen yesterday and how it all went down last year. He looks a lot lighter. I love one of the guys on X that posted side-by-side pictures of Josh Hines Allen last year versus this year. It was almost like Hacker from 2 years ago to now, okay? Wasn't that bad, but you get my point.
Yeah.
And how many have you dropped? You dropped 15 pounds with physician guided?
No, actually 19 now.
19.
Well, who knows after the vacay?
No, I was pretty.
Okay.
No, everything that was
pretty
cooked
steady.
was fresh. I did none but protein.
Nice.
Straight protein.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah, chicken, pork, sausages.
So. All right. So I know that you got criticized.
Right.
You got criticized at time for playing over your prescribed weight by the team.
Yeah.
It had happened before. And I don't know whether it affected your play, but Josh Hines Allen, for most of us, did not look like the same cat a year ago, obviously. Less than 10 sacks after a 17.5 career year. And he comes out yesterday and he basically talks about playing at that weight. So listen to this first before we play the other one about Campanile.
I can't really speak on everybody's situation. I can only speak on mine. And mine was, I can't go into another season thinking about my weight. You know what I mean? So that's why this year, coming back, just come back in that mindset and that weight class that I feel like I need to be, and is dominant, is fast, can move. I don't want to get off the field, and that allows me to, lose a little pound, lose a couple weight, because I don't want to get off the field. I want to do what's best for my team. I want to play at a high level each and every rep. Get out, get a squirt of water, and then come back in and play 4 or 5 plays if I need it, full speed, and take over games. So that's my mentality. That's the mindset, and that's the goal at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, here's the narrative once you get the bag. Once you get the bag, the narrative is that you become a fat cat, so to say, in Josh Allen's take. I mean, if he's put on 20 pounds, it's not 20 pounds that they told him to put on. He put on himself. Now, if he was 265 when he got the...
Although he insinuated that it was, right? He insinuated kind of that
it was team...
He told me I was playing too light, yeah.
Now, why would they do that? Because, I mean...
After 17 and a half
after 17 and a half sacks,
right.
you at 265, you got 17 and a half sacks, and you come back the next year, and they want you to put on 20 pounds? That doesn't make any sense to me.
One of our texters said it yesterday. Only Balky and this team would tell a guy.
Yeah, who would tell someone that after a 17 and a half sack season that to put on 20 pounds... I mean, the only narrative that I would think that they would say that was like, hey, we need you to put on weight so you can stop the run better. But no, you're a pass rusher, not a run stopper. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't make any sense to me that the team would do that but the narrative is once you get the bag, you have a tendency to put on a little extra weight. And listen, when I played with the Steelers, I was 303. When I came into Jacksonville, I was 310. All right. So I understand that, you can, and I try to tell myself that it was, weight room weight. No, it wasn't. It was fat. Okay. it was just what it was.
Get in my belly.
Yeah. So you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. And it just doesn't make any sense to me that if you had such an amazing season a couple of years back, that the organization would tell you to put on 20 pounds and you're a that doesn't make any sense to me.
And so, all right. So here's we can forecast what we think can be a return to glory for Josh Hines Allen, or we can say the 17 and a half year was the exception to the rule. He had an incredible year. It was a contract year, but then he went back to whatever. So that's going to be the big question. But adding weight, if he goes back to his normal playing weight, which is what he says he's going to do, can he return to glory?
Absolutely. Yeah, 20 pounds is a lot of weight to carry.
I agree.
An extra 20 pounds, especially when you're 265. I mean, I was only carrying, 7 to 8 pounds, and I felt heavier when I was from 303 to 310. So 20 extra pounds is just crazy to me. So, yeah, if he wants to get back to, star status like he was, considered one of the elite pass rushers in the league, yeah, you got to lose that weight. Absolutely. Not only for the benefit of yourself, but the benefit of the team. We need the Josh Allen that had 17 and a half sacks.
Yeah. The other point he made, which we all have been on, is that he said, I don't want to come off the field and just and get a squirt of water and then go right back out. He goes, we need to be out there all the time. And he didn't go on. I'm embellishing a little bit, but you get my point. The whole hockey shifts were ridiculous. Yeah. And a guy like that, and Trayvon, and I believe Liam Cohen was asked this question as well, you're not going to have those guys both on the sideline at the same time. Unacceptable.
Yeah, especially if you're losing. I mean, if you're losing, if your season is in disarray, and you're one of the leaders on the team and you're on the sideline, how can you help your team that way? I mean, that's your mindset. So, I mean, those guys, listen, they got to be well-conditioned to where they can go and play in the elite level at a high level, play after play after play.
Yeah, simple as that. All right, so listen to what he says about his new defensive coordinator, which we hope is in stark contrast to what the last guy was doing on that side of the ball.
Definitely. Coach Camp has been awesome. He's never I know everybody says the mentality, the personality, the personal person that he is. He's just a lot. He's a lot, but it's nice, because you step into that meeting room, you're going to expect one thing, and it's not just screaming. It's the passion. It's the love. It's the love of the game that he has. Calais always told me, man, if you want to be great at something, you got to love. You got to respect it. And so for me, he gives off that. He respects the game. He loves it. He loves the team. He loves the players that's playing for him. And that can only give us trust and faith that if we go out there and give him everything we got, I would love to keep seeing that upbeat. And when he's calm, that's when it's like, all right, somebody's about to get cursed out.
And so when I posted that soundbite and tagged you in it yesterday, you always say that everything is done in the off season. The only way you can ever expect success is if you put in work.
Yeah, you got to put in work. I mean, you got to spend it. Anybody, listen, I always say that my favorite line is that mediocre don't cost you nothing. If you want to be great, you got to spend.
Yeah.
All your time, your energy, enthusiasm, all that's got to be spent on the practice field. Because I'm a firm believer that how you practice is how you're going to play in the game.
Yeah.
And you got to remember too that the defense is a reflection of the coach. So if the defense is soft, gives us a bunch of yards, that's a reflection on the coach. So when the defense goes out there and dominates, so that's also a reflection on the coach. So that's what you want. You want to be able to project your coach's mentality on the field. Like when I was with the Steelers, Dick LeBeau, Don Capers, Marvin Lewis. We were going for Blitzburg. All right, so it was Blitzburg.
Yeah.
So those guys took pride in their coaching staff to go out and play at an elite level week in and week out.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, and it goes for every other position too as well. But on the defensive side of the ball, especially, the mentality's got to be attacked.
Okay, so this has to be asked, okay? I don't know how any other way to do it. So he's not playing at the weight he wants to play at. I understand that, okay? That also sounds like a little bit of an excuse.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
if you have 50% less production than you had the year before, when you were on a money year, when you were literally on a year where you are earning your salary right now, this is it. This is going to be your contract will be decided by this year. And then a year later, after you get the money, you got 50% less production, and you come back the next year and you say, I was playing too heavy.
Yeah, well,
even if you're playing too heavy, you shouldn't have had that kind of decrease, right?
First of all, if I come off 17 and a half sacks, and I don't care if it's Bulky, Shot, or Doug, and they tell me to put on 20 pounds, I'm not putting on 20 pounds.
Right.
Because I know I'm elite.
That's what I would like to
265.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would like.
No doubt, and I understand that. All I'm saying is, even if you got to 285 and you put on 20, you still got to make plays, man.
Yeah.
You still got to make plays.
But you got to pair it up. Like I think the way, even though
I get it, he was saying it made him sluggish.
Right.
It made it harder to recover. I get all of that.
But it's like I said to you yesterday.
But don't you drop weight during the season if you feel sluggish early?
I would love for him to say, what the H is going on?
Right, I need to drop this 20, right.
Yeah, I'm not doing this. And we did not hear that, unfortunately. And then what Leon said, you can definitely tell when you're heavier and you're not able to do the things that you want to do. But
you can also lose that quickly, right, during the season?
You would like to come into camp and don't have to lose weight.
Right.
Because it's so hot. Right. And you got to stay hydrated. So you want to come in. See, a lot of cats used to come in the training camp to get in shape and lose weight, whatever. And it drags your body. But if you come in shape, then, it's easy to distribute that weight on and off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just want to see if he says, and this is kind of a little bit of the blame game, but I want to take him at his word and see if they did order that edict and he did do it and it didn't pay off, he's going to come back and be a better player. I'm all for it, of course. And then the way they set up that defense and rotation is also hugely important.
I'm not saying if he's telling the truth or is he lying. I'm just saying it's hard for me to believe that a coaching staff with a guy who had 17 and a half sacks at 265 would tell him to put on 20 pounds worth of weight.
Yeah.
I would have told them to go to hell.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other crazy thing is,
what would be here's another thing too, Leon, is what's the reason to tell him to do that?
Yeah.
I don't understand. They already have an anchor edge with Trayvon Walker. What's the reason for him playing at 285?
Yeah, I can't imagine it.
Well, they went from a 3 to a 4-man front, and the edict or the mantra in the offseason was bigger, faster, stronger. He wasn't the only guy who gained weight on that side. Devin, Cisco, you can go down the line with other guys that put on weight. And it does not look like it was very good weight when all things were said and done. That's for sure.
Yeah. They did use a lot of even fronts though in that season. Yeah. Before
I guess they did hybrid in and out of it.
Before the lead guitarist got there.
Is that it was a different front and it was different. It was different and bad all the way around.
It was.
Yeah. All right, real quick. I don't know whether you got scared from that sea turtle, but the texter, Primetimer, my wife got terrified of a manatee snorkeling with them once. Gentle, but they're big. Anything rising up as a shadow in the water scare the heck out of you. He did add, this might be a member of the same PETA club that I'm part of. He said, I didn't know they tasted that good, though. That's just soak them in buttermilk.
Turtle.
Yeah, manatee.
Oh, manatee.
Manatee? I'm just joking. He's having a little fun with
man,
us.
come on.
He goes, I didn't know they tasted good, though. It's XL Primetime.
We talk about Jacksonville because we love Jacksonville.
I was born a Jags fan, and I'm Duval till I die.
1010XL. Duval Sports Radio.
Storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracts. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through June 30th. And financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Hacker here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Look, the summer has arrived. Memorial Day is in the rearview mirror. It's vacation season for me. And over the next couple of weeks, whether it's a cruise, going out to Las Vegas, I'm going to bust out the tank tops, man. I'm going to show off the bod a little bit. Now, would I have done that 100 pounds ago? Of course not. But thanks to the great folks at Awaken 180 Weight Loss, I really have a new lease on life. It's life changing. I'm in the maintenance program now, doing really well, right? The weight is not coming back on. That's almost as rewarding, if not a little more rewarding. It's one thing to lose the weight. It's something else to keep it off. I've been able to do that with the great folks of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. If it's time in your life to make that change like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. If I can do it, you can do it. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Your yard's starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 3rd, 2012, Tiger Woods claims his 73rd PGA Tour victory at the Memorial Tournament, equaling Jack Nicklaus' record.
Hey, Hickett here for my friends at Zero Res. Gang, vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period. Do not, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself, but do it yourself, dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No. Call on the cleaning freaks from Zero Res. Big summer savings. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129. Take 20% off air duct cleaning as well. Call them, 904-287-5727, and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Rooter. Waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
You're shrimping a bag.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this week at the newly renovated Vistar Ballpark. It's a Forever Vets Dog Day tonight, followed by a Wear It Home Wednesday t-shirt giveaway presented by Renewal by Anderson and Am Better Health. River City Pride and Vistar present Pride Night on Coors Light Thursday, then fireworks Friday and Saturday. Baseball all weekend. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Want a simple way to boost your company's image without a big renovation? A fresh paint job in your brand's colors can increase recognition up to 80%. At Performance Painting, we help companies stand out with clean, on-brand finishes that impress clients and energize employees. From color consultations to low-odor coatings that won't disrupt operations, we've got you covered. Visit performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Driven deep to left. Has Hernandez done it again? Yes, he has.
How about Luis Hernandez, folks, sitting in the 8 hole for LSU. Made out his first 2 at-bats, but his last 2 at-bats. How about home run number 8? Home run number 9 on the year.
Hammer. Right field and deep. Gone.
Dwayne Gonzalez turns on it and launches it deep into the pines. It's a 4-1 Miami lead. His 3rd home run of the weekend.
So if you go back and look at, I guess it started Friday, college baseball regional action, and then wrapped up last night with some crazy finishes. Honestly, when you think who lit it up included Miami punching their ticket first time in almost a decade to get to the Super Regional. LSU come from behind. They needed everything they could get last night to get out of their regional, and then back and forth between Wake Forest and Tennessee ended up getting the job done. When it was all said and done, we got 16 teams left in the Super Regional with 8 sites that will have a couple of teams, 5 from the ACC. That is the most in ACC history. 4 teams from the SEC, and you think they had 13 starting the tournament and only 4 move on. That's LSU, Arkansas, and Tennessee will face off against each other. And then who am I missing? Auburn. War Eagle is in there as well. And so you've got 2 from the Big 12, 1 each from the Big 10, the American, the Ohio Valley, the Sun Belt, and 1 independent. Anyway, good stuff. The 3 seed was Arky coming in. Auburn 4 seed, Florida State 9 seed. Those are the highest seeds of the teams that we're paying attention to.
Oregon State and Florida State actually play. They're the 8-9.
Yeah.
And it's the first time they've ever played, which is crazy because they seem like teams that are always in the College World Series.
True. So they lit it up last night. That's for sure. American Electrical. You want to light up your career. If you're an electrician, definitely find out about them. American-Electrical.com. And of course, businesses, commercial, residential, anything you want, you can definitely get it. Automation and beyond from American Electrical. All right. So we get back to the conversation as far as what we're talking about with actually, you know what? I should bring this up because there's been a couple of pieces of news. I think it was the Wake Forest coach that had to apologize last night.
Yeah, he was caught on camera saying some naughty words.
Yeah.
And then the guy went yard like immediately after he called him a name.
And so he had, what was it, an anti-gay slur? Is that what it was?
Yes.
The allegation. And then you got Kevin O'Sullivan getting in trouble.
If you're a lip reader, I don't know what he said.
Yeah,
but if you're a lip reader, that's what the online is claiming he said. And then Kevin O'Sullivan, said a lot of things.
See, once you start to hear less, you lip read more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're deaf like Joe, it's just like his sixth sense.
When I was in the pandemic world, it was hell because I'm used to like watching people talk. And
the mask.
You put a mask on. First off, whenever the pandemic, I do think changed the tic-tac and breath mint world. Okay, because I think more people figured out when they were breathing their own, they're like, oh man, I need to mix in a tic-tac here every once in a while.
I agree with that, yes.
But anyway, you couldn't see lips move. I need to see lips move. And so remember there was a time whenever you would see a replay of something and the producer or the editor of a television sporting event, they wouldn't want to show the athlete or the coach, let's just say, dropping a curse word, an F-bomb, right? Remember that? They wouldn't show it. Right. Now they show it all the time.
They'll do like slow-mo replays
now they
of their
show
mouth.
fans, too.
Yes, yes. And they show that reverb a slow-mo F word.
There was one, the Florida State kid the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
He cursed out some batter, which, by the way, I've been watching college baseball for a weekend.
Yeah.
Basically, that's all I've
That's your
watched this
history?
year. Yeah. Not my history, but this year.
Yeah.
And because, the Canes used to run college baseball.
Yeah, they did.
I used to be a big into it. But anyway, I've noticed a big difference between Major League Baseball, which I watch every night. No, if some of these pitchers hit some of these guys, you wouldn't have all this. There's so much chatter back and forth. There's yapping. There's coaches yapping. There's players yapping at each other. Pitchers, it's so disrespectful. College baseball, it's crazy.
So you say, let's use the other disrespect card and just plunk them.
Yeah, if more guys got beamed, you would have less of this.
It is true, but it's that aluminum bat too that also probably scares the heck out of some of them, and they're hesitant when it comes to that. They probably have hard and fast rules. Like minor league teams have hard and fast rules about brawling. Now they can still plunk a batter if they want.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
They definitely can do that. But
it's in this sport you police yourselves by hitting guys. Sorry, it is what it is.
It's the truth.
I mean, hockey, nobody gets all upset when they fight each other, literally fight each other.
No, and they also tone that down
in the playoffs.
Unless it's necessary. And it was, I'm thinking maybe it was Carolina. I'm trying to think of who it might have been. Carolina Panthers, one of them. And they said, okay, that's it. And they dropped gloves and they went at it. But other than that, you're going to take that out of the game a little bit. You do not have NBA Finals tonight. You do not have Stanley Cup Finals tonight. It doesn't start until tomorrow with Oilers, Panthers, and then the NBA Finals don't start until Thursday.
Go watch the Shrimp play.
Yeah, exactly.
Support local business.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
And Liam Cohen, by the way, Wednesday night will be throwing a first pitch.
Really?
Nice.
For the Shrimp.
Yeah. I wonder if he's an old baseball fan, baseball man, or whatever, but he'll get up on the mound. We'll see what he can do if he can fire it across the plate.
Think he's going to get to the plate?
I don't know.
That's the question.
That's the question.
It's not an
It's a
easy
sign
one.
for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an easy one to do. Everyone thinks thinks they've got it set up. And if you, we all have seen some horrible.
He won't cheat the mound, will he? Will he get on top of the mound and throw it?
Most guys don't get all the way up there.
Yeah,
Usually
you're
it's like the front of the mound.
They'll climb half of it and then turn and throw. And then it might one hop. Like way back when, the great Peter Bragan Jr. would ask me every once in a while to throw out a first pitch. And I got one across.
Yeah.
I swear I did. And then the next one, it did bounce and I did get booed. And I deserved it. There's no question I deserved it.
Don't you have to, if you're Liam, don't you have to stand on the
You
mound?
got to stand the mound. Bro.
George W. Bush style.
Yeah.
Fire it in there, man.
And he's a I don't know if he's a quarterback guru, but certainly he's responsible for good offenses. So yeah, you got to fire
He's
it.
also a former quarterback, so he's got
True
he's got an
facts.
arm, man.
They usually have a baseball background, quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Listen, this could be the tempo of the season right here.
Yeah.
He's got to get
All
to
right,
the
so
plate.
if you are going to the Jumbo Shrimp tomorrow night, make sure you let us know how Liam does. I'm sure there will be cameras and eyes on him.
Yeah,
that's for
speaking
sure.
of that, we should do with that, by the way. I got a good one.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Whatever you're doing, if you're at work, put work aside. If you're driving, pull over. If you're the guys doing XL Primetime, pull out your phone. You got to go to the Jaguars Twitter.
Okay.
It was probably less than an hour ago-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Hunter made one of the best interceptions you'll ever see. And it was only at practice, but it's freaking amazing, man, the talent that this guy has. So,
I got to see this.
for the listeners, it's like just a fade route, I guess. And he tips it, and while it's in the air, he's diving to tip it, and he's able to catch it at the exact same
Pretty
time.
impressive. It's pretty, but to be fair, it's also he's also covering like it looks like just a guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying his hand-eye coordination to be able to do that is absolutely spectacular.
It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and don't you talk about that receiving core like just a guy.
Who is that? 88.
I don't know. I have no idea.
88.
I watched one of the guys.
Right now, just to tell you, Joe, that it's
I'm joking. I'm joking. That was to suggest that this is an all-star receiving core. But 87 yesterday is another guy trying to make the team and turn heads, and it looked like who was it? Not Monteric. One of the other guys that we were talking about yesterday that's trying to save a spot on this roster. Anyway, one of the one of the other guys that has been around for 2 or 3 years.
Right.
He basically was giving up a full head of height to this receiver, and he went out there and balled and got to him. Christian Braswell, that's who I was thinking of, and made him a hell of a play.
88 is actually a guy who I think will make a practice squad. Is Darius Laster, the kid from BYU.
Yeah,
he's 6'2", he's a big guy, and he can run. So yeah, maybe I jumped too quickly on that, huh?
I hope it wasn't Trevor. By the way, they didn't show who it was.
But this is a diving right arm up in the air, tip it long enough to where you can. And he doesn't like turn and let it fall on his belly.
No,
he grabs the ball and possesses it before.
Not only that, to be fair, it's only OTAs, and he's getting
Laying it
after
out
it, man.
Yeah. Well,
I love it.
Yeah,
like I said, I do worry about him size wise. I want to see how he grows into that frame and puts weight on and can still stay fast and athletic because of the conversation we just had about JHA, because you can change your body type and you may not be able to maintain your skill set. You know,
and believe it or not, now I mean the kids from BYU, and we carry our animosity into the league because BYU worked them in the bowl game against Colorado.
Yeah.
So listen, I would always add a little sauce if I had to go up against like a Florida State player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would know, if he was a cane. I mean, if he was a Gator or Seminole,
and it doesn't matter.
Extra little sauce to him.
Why would you care about Gators? You're orange and blue to death.
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying that I love orange and blue to the death. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate it.
But it doesn't matter whether it's OTAs or week 18 of a regular season.
And you like that kind of vigor.
All right, that's beautiful.
From your team, man. Yeah.
All right,
that's what I was thinking too. It's like, and Leon, you talk about how you tell the rookies to slow down, but if this is like a guy that everybody that team knows what they gave up for him, right?
Yeah.
And you see him doing that at OTAs, that's got to give you a little oomph, right?
Listen, the worst thing that can happen to a rookie is that a veteran gets a hold of him. If he's animated, if he's confident, all that kind of stuff, the same way you were, be here in the league. Because most veterans want you to tone it down or, not be yourself. No, I like the fact that this kid is practicing hard, being himself, and that's good for the team.
Yeah, and you want to see him on that side of the ball too, which is what everyone's dying to see.
Right.
I did laugh when I saw one of our primetimers text in, hire Nielsen back. He'll put weight on Hunter. That's beautiful. JJ.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Great text. Okay, the NBA is absolutely hilarious. So the New York Knicks, who made the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since the year 2000, have just fired Tom Thibodeau.
Oh, my God. Wow.
No loyalty in this business.
It's unreal. And who was it? Jalen Brunson got up and walked out of the presser the other day when they said something to the effect of, do you think Tom Thibodeau's the guy? And he got up and walked out. Thibodeau's always going to have an expiration, a shot clock on him, just as far as being a coach, because he
wears them out.
Yeah,
man.
he wears them out, and sometimes
he only uses like 7 guys on the whole roster.
Yeah, and then they went through. Remember now the critical or the criticisms that were levied towards J.J. Redick for playing his guys an entire second half. Basically, Thibodeau pushes them hard, and there were only really 2 or 3 guys that were stepping up. It was Karl Anthony Towns along with Brunson, and then Hart and some of these other guys would step up, but not as much as you wanted them to. Wow. All right. Well, they'll be looking for another one. That's interesting.
Yeah. These star players are getting their coaches fired. Didn't Denver fire their coach like right before the playoffs?
Like three games before the playoffs started.
And it was...
They actually gave him the permanent job. Yeah. He did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Total mystery.
Maybe the Knicks will bring in Mike Malone, who was the guy who got fired from Denver. I think he's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, you never know. All right, XL Primetime. We'll roll into the 3 o'clock hour, some college football to throw at you. I did see one little thing yesterday that we didn't quite hit. Best receiving cores in the game right now. You now have some transfer portal rankings after a lot of the transfer portal activity has basically been wrapped up. So we'll at least touch on that coming up on XL Primetime.
There's an energy and drama to play-by-play sports.
This crowd, a big factor.
You never know what's going to happen.
Wow!
Feel the energy on 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Denny Thompson here. If you haven't heard, Tyson Sound & Security has a house built right inside their showroom, showcasing complete home automation and security systems. You have to see it to believe it. This setup can recognize intruders who approach your door and alerts them to leave if there's a break-in. Keep your family safe with the most state-of-the-art technology. Tyson Sound & Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming Island.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high-interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 five-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 3:20 for the latest in sports injuries. From all the big names in the game, who's MIA, who's coming back from injury. Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 3:20.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, poker players, the Poker Atlas Tour is back at Best Bet St. Augustine from June 5th to June 15th. The Poker Atlas Tour features 7 events, including Event 1, a $300 no-limit hold'em tournament with a $100,000 guarantee, and the $600 no-limit hold'em title event with a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. Satellites start May 17th. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. You're on-road, you're off-road, now you're on the water. Greg, tell everybody what Coach and Honda is offering in the form of boats.
We've got the Honda boat, which is a great runabout fisherman. We've got the Coach boats. They're fantastic for getting out with a family. Nice lay-down beds, all with that legendary Honda motor on them.
Check them all out. They're waiting for you. You can see how you can be on the water with Honda or with Coach Pontoon Boats. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Want your son or daughter to enjoy sports year-round? Then log on to i9sports.com with summer and fall registration open right now, including girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows, plus plenty of other spots and sports on the First Coast. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 for a discount.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle.
Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here, and I know that getting into an accident is stressful, but getting the proper care doesn't have to be. That's why I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. Even if you're at fault, your insurance covers you. And remember, you have the right to choose your own doctor. Even a minor accident can cause whiplash for years if it goes untreated. So don't wait. Call the auto accident experts at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Your recovery starts today.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by USA Park Airport Parking. With the departure of Evan Ingram this offseason, the Jaguars will look to Brenton Strange to fill the holes at the tight end position. Strange got to play plenty of reps last season as Ingram missed time with injury, as he got 40 passes for 411 yards and 2 touchdowns last season. 1010XL's Rick Ballou got to speak to Strange on the importance of the team retaining tight ends coach Rich Angulo, as Strange clearly has lots of respect for him.
It was very important. I'm happy that they did it. Rich is a great guy, and he's a great coach as well. He brings the intensity each and every day, and that's something that I appreciate about him is that he brings the energy, you know. I don't got to be nobody else. I just come out here and not be me.
Coach Angulo is entering his 4th season with the Jaguars as tight end coach and his 12th year coaching in the NFL overall. It's 83 degrees at 3:01. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Still got that island feel. Big Surf's back from vacay. Jamaica, down there enjoying it. I'll be heading to Nashville on Thursday, so we're kind of bouncing around, enjoying a little vacay. You were down there for a ceremony, am I right?
No, I was there for me.
That is a fact.
That's the best kind of vacation.
Yes.
There just happened to be a wedding.
Yeah, it just happened to be some I-dos associated with it. But yeah, that's the way to look at it.
That's right.
Because you're not traveling for anything other than your leisure.
That's right.
Your enjoyment. That's for sure. All right. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Into the 3 o'clock hour. We kind of ended talking about Travis Hunter, and you start looking on social and how many people have retweeted the play that Travis Hunter made in practice on defense in a little. It was probably 7-on-7. It was what it looked like, and we saw a little bit of this yesterday. Some red zone work, a lot of 7-on-7. It's just fun to watch him. But we haven't been able to see him on defense.
Yeah,
and now you get to see a little bit of video.
Well, here's the thing about Travis Hunter and making that play. When you make plays like that in practice, it becomes second nature in games. So you got to practice the way you want to perform on Sundays. I love the fact that. That tip ball, to have the whereabouts to turn his head, hit the ball, and then come down with the intercept. That's the playmaking ability that this organization has missed.
Yes, you better believe it.
I've watched, I usually don't watch the D. I've not seen, and it's not a shot at him, and maybe we're more enthused with Travis Hunter because, he's a Heisman. But I've been seeing Tyson or any of the DBs make that kind of play.
Yeah, the first thing
I've never seen him make that kind of play.
Well,
and he probably won't.
Yeah, the first thing I'm thinking of is that he made the play and came up with the ball.
Yes.
And we have ended a lot of conversations on the secondary talking about Tyson Campbell, while good, but since the contract has not picked off a ball, only has 1 pick in the last 2 seasons. That's not enough, man. And you get around the ball, you got to get your hands on it.
And that's the reason why Travis, it's early, but he's box office. We saw him make those kind of plays in Colorado.
Yeah.
We saw him entice quarterbacks into thinking that he's in one coverage, then he jumps the ball and gets an interception. Those kind of plays, man, they have the whereabouts to turn turn the whole game around.
Yeah.
That's why I said that if you're going to play him on offense, that's fine. But if he's making those kind of plays in the red zone or on third down where he's coming up with the ball,
trust me on
that's
this.
all you can ask.
Yeah, those sudden change plays happen on defense as much as anywhere, and they're so dang important. So let's make this the 10-10 take, because you're making me laugh as I'm thinking of this, of what he just did.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
Smoking it slow and serving it fast. That's what it's all about at Sonny's. If you're in there for lunch or dinner, you know it. You want to make sure you get good food, that delicious, delicious lineup of barbecue and all those tremendous sides. Check out any one of your Sonny's Barbecue all over the First Coast. So you're making me laugh, you're making me smile, you're making me dream, because what has happened in the last 24 hours? Well, one of the worst kept secrets in all of football took place when the Madden cover came out. And it was Saquon Barkley in a reverse jump over a Jacksonville Jaguar. And it was just the saddest thing. It made this franchise look so silly and Saquon look like such a star. And everyone was just sitting there crying in their beer going, how bad are we? And we knew as soon as that play happened, it was going to land on the Madden cover.
I knew.
So Saquon, a year ago, you made that play. You landed on the Madden cover. Let's start dreaming in the offseason that Travis Hunter can make the type of play that we just saw in practice, maybe make it in a game situation and be on the Madden cover. He's box office, like you say.
He is box office, absolutely.
And this is pie in the sky, but I'm just going to put it out there as a 10-10 take, opposite of what we just saw on the Madden cover.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that just added insult to injury. I mean,
we knew it was coming.
We knew it was coming. They got a juke button on the Madden thing now that makes you jump backwards now. I mean, come on now. That's just ridiculous, man.
And then I cracked up one of the funny follows on X, and I have to look his name up. But anyway, he's joking about, hey, thank you for taking the mascot or the sticker off the helmet just so we wouldn't know who it was that he did it against.
But we all know he did it against us.
Right. Yeah.
And what's sad about it is that we had the chance to win that game.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. But that type of playmaking, and I go back to what you just said a second ago, I think it's imperative that you see him on that side of the ball. I don't know how much, but I do think it's imperative that you see him on that side of the ball because of the sudden change.
Well, it's important that he's on that side of the ball more often than not, because the offense, we don't want this kid to be watered down. I mean, as much as we want him to be effective on the offensive side, I mean, he has an innate skill set on the defensive side to make plays. Mm-hmm. So you want to give him, he's got to make the plays in practice so it can translate onto the field on Sunday. Yeah. So, as much as we want him on the offensive side of the ball, just don't water him down.
I keep thinking he's going to be like for lack of a better way of saying this, he's going to be like an energy guy. Like a guy that everybody starts to feed off. Yeah. You know what I mean, Leon? Like he's and you
a Dewey, but a good player.
You could be You could be the guy to explain this better. But I feel like he's going to be one of those guys where when he starts making those plays, where he starts doing those unique stuff.
Yeah.
That's the guy that's going to lift people.
Yeah, I used to call them wake up guys. We had a plethora of wake up guys on my team here.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Jimmy. Because at certain points of the game where things ain't going right, you get lulled to sleep, guys, the game is, and then Jimmy will take off and catches like a 50-yard bomb. And then Fred had that ability too.
Right.
With a big play, we may not be moving the ball as effectively we want to. Then all of a sudden, Fred Taylor goes for 50 for a touchdown. Yeah. Now the whole side is in the jet. Both sides, the offense and the defense. So he could be that type of kid where things ain't going this right. We might be struggling a little bit offensively. Defensively, bang, he makes a play. And then his return ability when he gets those interceptions too. Mm-hmm. So that's all in play too. So he could be one of those, guys that when you
love that wake up guy.
Wake up
guy. And just to add water guy. You've heard other ones, microwave guy. But I do like that when he walks onto the field, you have to take notice of him. And if that happens on both sides of the ball, and we know what this team looked like last year with just one legitimate weapon on offense. Mm-hmm. And we know that he still thrived. He still was able to make plays with a backup quarterback. And so now, new offense, if of course, you want everyone, of course, to stay healthy. But then another weapon that you can add to it. And yesterday, Brenton Strange made a heck of a play out of the tight end spot, which is what you want to see as well.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned 2 offensive guys, but I mean, we had Brackens with a strip fumble by Brackens. He comes around that corner, strip fumble, sudden change, or Beasley with an interception. Those kind of guys, defensive, can wake up the sideline if we're kind of lowered to sleep, probably maybe offensively.
Yeah. Speaking of guys from back in the day, we're at practice yesterday, and it just so happens it's me and Tommy Mack, one of your old teammates, Meathead 55 on X. You hear him all the time right here on the Superstation, and Rick Ballou. And so
The Holy Trinity.
Yeah, I always like going down to the end and just kind of keeping an eye on basically behind the end zone, whether they're going in one direction or another. Anyway, just so happens they're coming in our direction, and they're doing a little red zone work. And so all the media people are migrating in that direction. But we've been over there for a little while, talking and watching and this and that. Anyway, we're in the right corner behind the end zone. And play. It's all being made. Trevor's having some success. Defense is having some success. Anyway, 3, 4, 5 plays go by. And Tommy Mack goes, gentlemen, look alive. It's coming our way. And he just knew it. He had seen enough plays that he knew something was coming our way. And so all of a sudden, my eyes are up, and Brenton Strange is just dragging across the back of the goal line.
Oh, here it comes.
And Trevor fires it in there. I swear to you, Leon, I'm looking you dead in the eye. That is the line the ball was on to me.
Yeah.
Brenton Strange's hands right there. It would have broke my face.
Save your life.
It would have broke my face. And so I don't know whether I could have moved fast enough, but Strange made himself a play, and he saved my life as far as I know. And so that's
He's
the
your guy
time.
now. Now he's your guy.
Yeah.
For the here and now, I love 85.
Well, I have that in a.
I love Tommy Mack for saving my life.
Absolutely.
Tommy Mack
He knew it.
saved it.
I mean, Mack has played the middle linebacker, so he knows when the tight end is going to drag on a certain play like that. And I when I'm watching the offensive line, I mean, when I watch the defensive line, I'm looking at the stance of the defensive end. I'm saying, he coming inside.
You can tell.
Yeah, I can tell. I don't know what it is, but just being out on that field, and I can just see the defense there. And I want to tell the left tackle, hey, man, he coming inside. But no, he's got to learn on his own. I can't, take the training wheels off.
Exactly. All right, let's throw a little college football at you, which is the FPI. And look, either you love metrics or you don't, but the FPI's Football Power Index, I actually like when they kick this stuff out because they take a look model-wise at a lot of different things as far as when the game falls on the schedule, who you've played before, who you're going to play after, where your bye weeks are, all that stuff, the travel miles, all this and that. So anyway, Football Power Index, FPI, you've heard it probably mentioned here or there when it comes to...
It's ESPN's Power Index.
Yeah, college football teams. And so they ranked teams this year with their championship odds with the Football Power Index, and it is taking everything into account.
Odds to win the national championship.
To win the Natty.
Okay.
So at the top of the list.
Wait, should we guess first?
Yeah, I don't mind guessing. I don't even mind holding this for 1 second. So you got a second.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
You got a second to think about this. But just maybe give us the 5 best odds with that FPI Football Power Index in mind to win the national championship. We will do that coming up on XL Primetime.
10-10 XL. Anybody hear that? 10-10 XL. Fairly alarmed here. It's a
10-10 XL.
Mike Dempsey here. Look, it's been 10 years that I've been vouching for my guys at Dandy Boots, and for a decade, I'm proud of my association with a local family business. They make a great product. I've made no secret that I was a customer long before Dandy ever came on board on 1010 XL. But I'm thinking I'm due a little Dandy swag, maybe a little love. How about a Dandy t-shirt, a ball cap? So how about it, Thompson family? What do you got going on over there? In the meantime, I'm going to keep eating those delicious tuna salad sandwiches. So guys, keep helping me out and grab a Dandy sandwich today.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. I'm here to share that the Gator Bowl is actually a year-round organization. We're known for the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl football game, which has been a Jacksonville staple for more than 80 years. Off the football field, the Gator Bowl has also hosted the annual Florida State baseball game, a champion of local youth through Gator Bowl charities, and a strong networking organization of local individuals and companies through our membership. We're actually looking to grow membership, which is an affordable, fun way for you to get involved and give back to our community. To learn more, visit GatorBowl.com for more information.
With the first pick in the 2025 draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Duck Duck Rooter, the #1 plumbing, septic, and air conditioning contractor in Florida.
Congratulations, Duck Duck Rooter. So tell us, how does it feel to be picked #1?
Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you need help with any plumbing, septic, or AC issue, just give us a call and relax. We'll send one of our first-round draft picks to tackle your problems today. DuckDuckRooter.com. That's DuckDuckRooter.com.
It's the Gator Podcast Channel with Frank Frangie and me, Dan Hicken, on all things Gators. Hacker and Denny Thompson have Gator Bites, and you can find them wherever you find podcasts or at 1010XL.com. Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated 5-Star Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Yo, Jacksonville, Hickens hype. Checkmate Coatings crushes it with floors I'd put in my own pad.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. We coat it all: garages, pool decks, driveways, and patios. Be the envy of your neighbors.
Rush to checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Want a simple way to boost your company's image without a big renovation? A fresh paint job in your brand's colors can increase recognition up to 80%. At Performance Painting, we help companies stand out with clean, on-brand finishes that impress clients and energize employees. From color consultations to low-odor coatings that won't disrupt operations, we've got you covered. Visit performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Life is just so busy this time of year. Between work, the kids' games, family vacations, I need a yard hero to free up my weekends.
You mean somebody who does mowing and trimming?
Yeah.
How about mosquito control?
Yeah.
What about irrigation and pet waste removal?
You do that too? You're my lawn hero.
Find your lawn hero at heroeslawncare.com. Heroes Lawn Care, because every lawn needs a hero.
What Jacksonville Jaguars player has scored the most touchdowns?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
With 81 touchdowns scored in his career, Maurice Jones-Drew is the all-time touchdown leader for the Jaguars. Fred Taylor is second with 70.
Southern Oak Insurance.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
So we were just coming back from break. XL Primetime. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and JJ were talking about what is in a golfing world called the longest day. And that's not to take anything away from what was originally the longest day. But this one is a massive qualifier to get into the U.S. Open. And there's still like a lot of purists out there that just love this idea that you got to go through local qualifying, sectional, and then on to, I guess,
if you don't automatically qualify.
Yeah. There's all the different qualifications that you have to hit one of them to qualify for the U.S. Open. But there are amateurs all over now beyond the United States where you have a chance to come in and qualify, but particularly in the United States.
By the way, I love how you say that. You use the golf.
Oh, the amateurs.
Amateur.
Yeah, the amateurs.
Amateur, not amateur.
Yeah.
Which is what it is.
I'm an amateur.
Use the amateur.
I'm an amateur, but they're amateurs.
Impressive. I'll give you that. It's impressive.
And then the Open, which is we used to call it the British Open, worldwide you can qualify for that bad boy. But anyway, the longest day is where you have to go through your qualifying, and a lot of these players say up in Ohio they left the Memorial, Muirfield Village, which was already a tough enough test. 72 holes and who knows how much practice time they put in. Then they had to take off and go and try and qualify. Ricky Fowler did not qualify. Max Homa was trying to qualify, did not.
Didn't.
I watched Eric Cole yesterday just shove a putt right through the cup. Former Rookie of the Year, did not qualify. And on and on and on. And so, JJ, I didn't realize this, but Max Homa, who I did watch him just blow a couple of great chances to qualify with manageable putts.
Putt on 18 he missed.
It was
birdie.
Nuts how close it was. And not like a couple of them 6 feet or less, basically. Right? Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 6 feet or less. And then one of them, he just like Eric Cole, he didn't care. He just shoved it right through the cup, bounced around. Anyway, I didn't realize he had fired his caddy and he was carrying his own back.
So
That's
he
classic.
had to play, like you said, the longest day. So he had to play 36 holes.
Yeah.
And not only did he have to play 36 holes, he had recently fired his caddy. So I guess instead of hiring someone else, he literally carried his own bags for 36 holes. And it gets worse. He had to go to the first playoff. It's him and 5 other guys.
Yeah.
Cameron Young sinks a birdie nobody else does in the first playoff hole. Cameron Young qualifies.
Yeah.
They go to a second.
And there were like just to let everybody know, there's more than one spot that's available with this particular.
Yes, there was 2, I guess. Yeah. So they go to a second playoff, and he loses that one. So he had to carry his clubs actually 38 holes and still didn't qualify for the U.S. Open.
So how
and
difficult
he was like, remember how good he was last year, Max Homa.
Yeah, and these
how difficult are the courses?
Oh, they're set up well. They're not set up PGA Tour level,
right?
But they're set up well. Like you can see a qualifier at Timuquana. I went out and covered Sam Horsfield and a couple of guys that were here. Either at the University of Florida that came over to Timuquana to try and qualify, or one of the UNF guys. And so you'll get them, like Brian Katrick, who from time to time we have on, outstanding amateur golfer, and he would try and qualify all the time, and many others. But yeah, they're on quality golf courses.
I saw there's like a 17-year-old kid that qualified.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wait, let me circle back real quick. Did you really say that for the Open, worldwide you can qualify for it?
That's the beautiful thing about
so anyone, like you could qualify. If you were good enough, you could go qualify.
There's only so many spots, but yes. You have to meet, like in a amateur golfer out there can correct me on this real quickly, but you have to meet a certain number. You have to have a handicap index that is proven, rock solid, member of a club or a member of the USGA. You record your scores, all that stuff.
Got it. Okay.
And there's only so many people that are going to be given an opportunity.
Once you whittle it down to that,
yeah,
those parameters, there's only so many people.
But
right.
It's a lot, though.
I'll come up with these numbers for you tomorrow because it's still really flipping impressive.
Right.
That you're playing for 156 spots, whatever the number is, to get into that field. and you'll start with 3,000 plus golfers. And they have that dream that is legit, that if they do everything they think they can do, they can take up one of those spots.
Wait, the Open is 156?
Yeah.
It's about a normal tournament.
Yeah, 144 at the Players, and I'm guessing.
Yeah, but that's 12 more. 12 more, that's a lot more golfers. Is it
no,
not?
that's 16. No, not really.
No?
It's like three more pairing or three more groups.
Yeah,
and
if you're running late, typically every day.
But you just have, typically you have 144 player fields, 156 player fields, and then now they're getting into limited size, 120, 100, 70,
Well, not
that type of
Liv
stuff.
has 40 player fields.
They only have
Probably
48
even less.
all the time. Yeah. And so anyway.
By the way, this kid's name, Mason Howell. He's 17. He's a high school junior from Thomasville, Georgia.
Another outstanding
And
kid
he
from
qualified.
Thomasville.
Dude, he shot a pair of 63s to qualify.
Oh, here I am. Here I see him now. That's awesome.
He's 17?
17, a junior in high school, shot 2 63s yesterday in Atlanta to qualify. I know who I'm cheering for.
Runs the ball through the cup.
I just want him to make the cut. That'd be awesome.
And what's so funny is if a guy like this, listen, he's got to take on Michael
Block,
okay? Just be ready, all right? That's our amateur that we occasionally don't root for. But anyway, that's unbelievable that he went out and shot that. 47 spots were up for grabs yesterday across 7 U.S. Open final qualifying sites. So it really is something. I'll pull
47?
Yeah. So I'll pull up the other numbers as far as how many of them start at local. Like I said, I know there's some locals here, and even some of our guys from No Laying Up, Trent and those boys, just 641-1010. If you are listening, you hit the text line, Design My Lifetime Enclosures, because it's a cool story. It's often lost in the big world of sports.
I was shocked that Max Homa is not in the top 60.
Yeah, I know.
Because they do take the top 60 world golf ranking guys.
He's just kind of fallen off.
That's crazy.
And Ricky Fowler's nowhere near it. Right.
Well, I figured that.
Yeah, but he won 2 years ago.
I guess a couple years back.
2 seasons ago. So, anyway, all right, so yeah.
So, I mean, everybody that makes are you guaranteed a purse if you make the U.S. Open? No.
You have to make the cut.
So, I'm saying these people, they're
and the 17-year-old cannot make any money, actually.
He's an amateur and he's not eligible to win money or he turns pro.
So they got to also have to
Leon
pay their
just
own
made
way,
a crazy face.
Yeah, and they got to pay for their own hotels.
Yeah, I'm just saying they got to come out of pocket.
Yeah.
They get financed, but heck, now there is NIL, which helps them a little bit.
Oh, there is.
Oh, okay.
I would think. I would think.
So you mean for the college guys?
Yeah,
I would think. Yeah,
they're eligible.
A little for a little.
So wait a minute.
If
this kid finishes in the top 10 in the U.S. Open, he don't get paid?
No,
but it certainly will help him get paid.
Like here's
in
another
the future,
example. And this is even crazier. You can't, let's just say you're an amateur and you win that tournament and you go, I'm declaring myself pro. You do not win that check. The next tournament, you're a pro.
Wait, so where does that check go?
Exactly. You can't put it in your mama name.
The next guy.
I guess the next or
the next
guy, whoever. Let's say he finishes third place. The guy who in fourth place would actually get the third place purse.
I will look it up.
I'm talking about first place. Where does that $4 million go? That's my question.
I will look it up. But Nick Dunlap.
To the second place guy, probably.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Wow. Nick Dunlap was the reigning U.S. amateur champ, played at Alabama.
Right.
Went to La Quinta last year.
Right.
Beginning of 24 and won the American Express as an amateur.
Right.
Could not collect the cash. Comes back, still conflicted as to whether or not he's going to turn pro.
Right.
Didn't take him long, but he did come back because he loved playing at Alabama and all this kind of stuff. And so anyway, he ends up turning pro a little bit later on. He wins again on tour up in Tahoe or Truckee, California, but that was his first winner's check that he got. The other one he did not get. So we'll have to look that up.
So if a winner wins it, if an amateur wins it and the number 2 guy gets the $4 million instead, if you're the number 2 guy, don't you slide him $1 million?
Yeah, I would, but I'm almost thinking they don't get it. I'm almost thinking they don't get it.
I mean, because the number 2 guy, it goes from 4 to what's the second place? 800,000?
Oh, no, not now.
No?
Like I gave you the numbers yesterday.
So they're up there then. So second place finish is up there then.
Well, the second place finisher here at the Players makes $2 million.
Okay, so I have
I'd slide
At
the
least
guy a
$2
mil.
million.
I'd slide him at least a mil.
Here, it's actually not how it works. I was wrong.
Don't like
So
that.
if an amateur wins, so this is just for the PGA Tour. I'm not sure how it works for the U.S. Open, but if an amateur wins a PGA Tour event, they don't receive the prize money, but still gain valuable benefits.
Yeah.
The prize money is typically redistributed to the other players in the field.
It is redistributed.
Yeah, so probably
throughout
at an
the
equal level.
Redistributed.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I got
So
that.
throughout the field.
Redistributed.
Yeah.
Okay, not just to the next guy, just throughout the field.
All of it goes. So that means,
they have just said distributed is redistributed.
Yeah, redistributed.
Isn't it
So
the
that
same
means,
thing? I guess.
That means second place guy would get first place money.
Yeah.
Yes, but not like
Not all
that
of it.
whole purse.
It's just divided.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, because Scotty at the PGA won $3.42 million, made more at the Memorial on Sunday, made $4 million. The Byron Nelson $1.78 million, and that was the winner's check, which was a little less than I thought.
Yeah, if you win the Open Championship, you probably get $2 million.
Yeah,
It's nowhere close to some of these big PGA events.
Yeah, they were jacking one of them up a little bit. Either the Open or the U.S. Open got a little bit more. But yeah, only recently, because before they weren't paying as much.
I heard John Daly say how much he won in the 90s, and it was less than $100K, I'm pretty sure. Tiger has completely changed the purses, man.
When Daly won, I think it was in 91, the PGA, I bet it was less than 300, which is just nuts. All right, we'll look that up.
Have you seen him on? Go ahead.
What'd you say?
I was just kidding. Have you seen him on Instagram daily when he does those little shots and walks up and does a chip shot with no shoes on, and it's from 70 feet and it goes right in.
I will show you.
I love it.
I'll show you in the break.
It's ridiculous.
A cigarette in his mouth.
Yes, it's so good, man.
The original NFG sent me one. It was the difference between what John Daly does in his pre-round routine versus Tiger Woods. It was just the best. Just the absolute best. It is XL Primetime.
Jacksonville Sports Island in the Sun. 1010XL.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Let's start with some cold, hard truth. Here's why Awake 180 weight loss is your road to freedom. It's fast, it's easy, it's safe. You're not shooting chemicals into your body every week. You're eating real food every single day. You're not listening to an overpriced celebrity tell you about a magical new food or asking you to count points or calories. You're just eating food and losing weight. It's just that simple. You know what else you're doing while losing weight with Awaken 180? Eliminating pain, fitting into clothes you haven't worn in years, sleeping through the night and waking up refreshed and energized and happy. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 110 over the course of a year. It's a life-changing road to freedom. Doesn't matter what your goal weight is, Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life. It'll change yours too. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval, and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great, great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. You've heard us talk about it. Window World, the #1 window replacement company in the USA, selling over 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years.
That's a lot of satisfied customers and why J.D. Powers has awarded Window World Best in Customer Satisfaction 3 out of 4 years.
Window World stands behind their slogan, simply the best for less. With Window World, you get top quality windows at a price that leaves more of your money in your bank account, and you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement industry. When compared to our competition, there is none. See for yourself. Call the competition. Get quotes from them. But before you buy, get Window World's free estimate and compare the quality of the windows and the price.
You'll see.
And when your new Window World windows are installed and they're saving you money on your energy bills, if anything goes wrong with those windows, Window World and I will be there to make it right. That's my guarantee.
Call Window World today. Start saving money on your new windows and your energy bills and take vacation with your savings. Window World, online at windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. I also go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 3rd, 2012, Tiger Woods claims his 73rd PGA Tour victory at the Memorial Tournament, equaling Jack Nicklaus' record.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Summer means fun in all forms. Longer days and more chances to soak up the sun and the fun. Budweiser and Bud Light reminding you to drink wiser. Hydrate between beers and don't sweat it. It's the best way to get home safely.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 87.
All right, my takeaway is that social media ruined my Travis Hunter playmaking on the field, okay? Now it's not a catch. Let me dream a little bit.
Exactly.
You know?
We were all having so much fun in there, and someone was
so much more fun knowing that he had made that catch, but he didn't. But listen, the fact that the kid's a playmaker, that's the deal. The kid's a playmaker. I call him a wake-up guy.
Yeah.
You know, when you're low to sleep, you need guys like that. You need and listen, not only Travis Hunter, but Josh Allen needs to be a wake-up guy. Strip fumble. I mean, Trayvon Walker. Offensive linemen are playmakers. You know, when we see Tank or Travis Etienne break for 30 or 40 for a touchdown, you're a playmaker. So this team needs to get back to everybody on here is a playmaker. You can influence the game by your block, by your tackle, by your strip, by your interception, or your throw and your catch.
Yeah.
So that's what you need on this team.
I like that. We're coming up with some nice. My takeaways. We're coming up with some nice little monikers for this team. The young guns.
Oh yeah, we
wake up
definitely
guys.
put that one out there.
Yeah, wake up guys. I like that too.
Yeah,
it's all focused around the same thing. Doing it completely different from what it was before.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
180 degrees different from what it was before.
Yeah, 180 degrees different. I'll take what one of our texters said about JJ. He said been trying to say redistributed correctly for the last 3 minutes straight right now to no avail.
I read it all the time, but I don't think I've ever said it out loud.
Yeah. It's also one of those words that you don't need to use re. Re is
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Why can't you just say distributed?
Like reevaluate can just be evaluate.
And so right now, I'm all for redistributing what was going on down at the bank and getting something new going on. That's the change has to happen. So let's redistribute it. Yeah,
talent and
I remember Tony Vaselli when he was doing a spot one time, contribute, and it throws you off, and it was driving him crazy, and I was laughing, you couldn't help it because once it's in your head, it's so dang hard to get it out of your
not
head.
only that, once you keep saying distribute, you keep saying it like about 8-9 times, then it's not even a word anymore.
Yeah,
like and once it's in your head like that, forget it.
Well,
it doesn't even sound the same anymore.
My classic is infrared.
Infrared?
Yeah. Infrared. Okay. That was my classic one. Oh my gosh. Just made me laugh. All right. So real quick, and we'll just keep going off of the amateur talk that we had a minute ago.
That's my classic right there. Amateur.
Yeah. The John Daly 1991 PGA Championship check was
$230K.
230,000.
And the crazier thing is 4 years later in 1995 when he won the Open Championship, it was only like 125,000
pounds, I guess then. Like
you are the golf expert here. There's no doubt about that. Had Daly just really focused, really wanted to be the elite of the game, how many majors could he have won?
I don't know. I think we all would agree our answers are going to be pretty close to the same. More, and because he had undeniable talent that looked effortless.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, you've seen Tiger had undeniable talent, but it looked like he put all that work in there.
He grinded, yeah.
And we just showed you that funny clip on Instagram, just cracking me up between the two. But Phil Mickelson had this in him as well. He looked like he had an effortless swing. He was a shot maker. He was a wizard around the greens and all that type of stuff. John Daly, how much we playing for? All right, let's go play.
Right.
And
let me finish this beer.
Yeah, and it was just unreal what he could do. And so, yeah, if he had applied himself, and Leon's like,
yeah, but I love him because he's comfortable in his own skin.
Oh,
yeah,
my
no
gosh,
doubt. No
I
doubt.
love him.
No doubt. I was just wondering, like, are we talking like double digit? Majors?
I would go 6. I would triple him up, okay? Because 6 is a hell of a number. Nick Faldo, Tom Watson, some of these guys are all around that number. Faldo, I know, had 6. Some of those other guys, Watson may have had 8. But anyway, you get the point that is an unbelievable career. And John Daly, he was a folk hero, an instant folk hero. Smoking heaters and draining, whatever on the way in an Oldsmobile or something on the way up to Cherry Hills to compete in that PGA, which is just drove 9 hours to get there. It was just the crazy 9th alternate, I'm pretty sure. It was just one of the great folk hero tin cup type of stories.
Right.
And if he said, okay, I've got to have a workout regimen, all this kind of stuff, I don't know what it would have translated to. David Duval's another great example. David Duval went from being a little chubby to a workout warrior and still was only able to win 1 Players and 1 Open.
Right.
So I don't know. I really don't. But that guy had an unbelievable gift and a short game that was greatly underappreciated because he just hit the golf ball so dang far.
Do you get a lifetime exemption by winning the Open?
No,
so
I
will
think
he be there?
They can play a certain period of time. And ever since Augusta kind of started to say, hey, you can keep coming back, but we're not going to let you officially tee it up.
Right.
They limited it, and I believe they do that with the others because, like, I used to know this guy, Todd Hamilton, that just out of nowhere won an Open. He could go back for a long time. He won an Open right around the time John Daly did.
Okay.
So I'm just betting 5-year exempt status on tour after that, and then maybe another, I don't know, 10 years beyond that where you can come back as an invited member of the field.
Until they turn 60.
60?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so that's quite a long time, but they can go back. So Todd Hamilton would still go back. I don't know how old he is.
They changed the rules
He does have a
last
lifetime
year.
He does have a lifetime exemption. Daly does.
Yeah.
But it says he's unlikely to play.
Yeah. So he still has a lifetime? Or
No,
is
it says past winners of the Open Championship are exempt from qualifying for the event, but they have age-related exemptions.
Okay, yeah.
So it's until he's 60. And then last year they changed it so anyone from last year on, it's only 55.
Okay. Okay.
And if you've won it within 10 years, you're exempt regardless of age. So remember that guy Clark?
Darren.
Yeah, Darren Clark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he won it. And I think he might have even been past that age limit, but it was within 10 years, I guess.
Well, he was. Yeah, he was.
He was pretty old when he won, wasn't he?
He was probably mid-40s.
Okay,
He wasn't,
so I'm
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, he wasn't like. Yeah, he was right around that. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he's only 56 now. Sorry.
Yeah, early to mid-40s, something like that. Because when Jack won at 46 years of age, I don't think Darren Clark topped that. I
Yeah,
don't believe.
2011.
Yeah, yeah, and so
Man, that was a long time ago.
it's crazy. And he want to talk about a guy that walked into a presser still just buzzing. That was him.
Another cigarette smoker.
Oh yeah, yeah. A heater and a pint. There's nothing bad about that. But yeah, he was those. I love those stories because in his Northern Ireland, I believe he's Northern Ireland. He's a folk hero, just like John Daly is to us in a lot of ways, which is just great. It's really cool.
By the way, Daly said he's playing in the Regions tradition in Birmingham instead of playing in the Open.
Gets a cart. Either the caddy or the player gets a cart on the PGA Tour Champions, and he's the golfing Santa is going to take advantage of that cart. I love seeing him at Furyk from Friends, and I think people love seeing him out there. And he is a golfing Santa, and he goes out there and has a big time, and everyone loves him, and he's one of those stars. That's why the PGA Tour Champions I think works.
Yeah.
And Furyk and Friends with our our buddies out there, they've done a great job.
I would think if he's on the course, he's the most followed guy on the course, is he not?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm sure there are others that will have their cliques or their fans that have been there forever with them. But yeah, John Daly, you get to watch him hit a golf shot while firing up a non-filtered Camel
with some crazy outfit on.
Honestly, second only to probably Tiger.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyone else, he's probably the guy everybody follows.
And I don't think we'll ever see Tiger on the
No,
ever.
no.
Yeah, ever. And he might do signature events here or there, but that's it. I can't imagine. It's a shame, but that's just the way it is. He's not. We're not going to see him like that. All right, we may have to hold this over to tomorrow, but at least guess the first five that you think in the FPI, and then we'll expand this a little bit tomorrow. But who do you think?
Go ahead, bro. You pick.
First five?
Mm-hmm.
The top two has got to be Texas and Ohio State.
Okay, you've got two of the top three.
Okay. And then after that, I would probably go Penn State.
Whoa. Penn State's two. You got three of the top five.
Wow.
Okay. And then after Penn State, I would probably go Georgia and then Clemson.
Are you looking at my? I think you're looking. I got Texas at 1, Georgia 2, Penn State 3, Ohio State 4, Clemson 5.
Yeah.
Okay, both of you guys put Clemson in there, and I like the same makeup of that team. They're 7th.
So Oregon's in there then, I guess.
No, the only one you guys didn't get, you both put Penn State in, Ohio State in, Georgia is in, Georgia's 2nd. It doesn't make sense to me, but Alabama's 4th. I'm not buying it.
Wow.
I'm really not.
Telling you guys right
Well, then
now.
where's Vanderbilt?
Florida State's gonna
Third?
do them all they want, man.
Because we don't know whether, like I said, who is it? Ty Simpson? He's the Jared Hall of quarterbacks.
He said he's the quarterback.
Yeah, he's
again. I mean, Austin Mack may play well, or the freshman may play well in camp, but right now he has said,
okay, so
Ty
right now
Simpson is his quarterback.
He's the Viagra of Alabama quarterbacks. He's lasted longer than any of the others. They've all gone. Jalen Milroe's gone. He just happens to still be there, and that's how, by defection, he's given that starter status, right? At least because he hadn't beaten anybody out. And he's kind of like Walker Little, hadn't beaten anybody out, but by default, he stuck around, and now he gets the starter's job. We'll see if he can keep it. But Texas has a quarterback. We don't know how good he is, but they have a quarterback.
They're 1, right?
Yeah, they're 1.
Yeah, and then Georgia's 2.
Georgia's 2.
So I got those
again,
two right.
on the assumption that their former 5-star is going to get it done. Gunnar Stockton.
So who's 3? I have Penn State. Who's the 3?
Ohio State.
Wow. With Julian Sain, a brand new quarterback?
Okay, and so they do the projected.
Over Penn State?
Well, it's funny because they really don't give you a whole lot of other metrics. They just give you projected wins.
Penn State's got like 16 starters returning, including their quarterback.
Yeah, so the difference in the FPI is a couple of points, right around that. Projected wins, very little difference, 10.2 versus 10.4. So we're not talking about a whole lot of difference. It's interesting that with this FPI, Texas has 10.4 projected wins, Georgia 10.1, Ohio State 10.4, Alabama 9.6. Yet they're among the top 4. Makes sense out of that.
I wouldn't be shocked in the least if they didn't make it again, the playoff. Alabama. Not in the least, I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, they will be all over him in T-Town if they go back-to-back years without making
all they want.
Without making a
70 mil.
12-team playoff. That is unheard of.
Yeah.
That's not allowed.
Well, man, you think Florida State's going to give them everything they can handle?
I think they're going to give them everything they want in that first game. Not saying they're going to beat them, but I think it's going to be. That's going to be. I mean, that's a difficult spot to go into. The stadium's refurbished. It's Corso's last game. It's kind of okay. We had this fantastic season 2 years ago. Fell off a cliff last year. What do we really have here? There's going to be a lot going into that first game, man. A lot.
Yeah, but based on what we have seen,
and they have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Castellano's so much better than DJ.
Yeah,
much better.
I wonder if Corso is he going to put on the elephant?
No,
or
he's got to go with. He's got to go with.
Let's ask the embedded and shredded what he thinks of this.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Hayes Carline, also known as a handicapper, okay? And you got Alabama and FSU to open the year. Will Lee Corso don the war paint and the tomahawk chop? Or will he go to the other side and put on what is Bama's
Big Al?
Big Al?
I'll give Lee Corso credit because he tends to pick who he thinks is going to win. He picks more head over heart.
He does,
but he's picking FSU.
Last time he's definitely
that might be the only thing that Florida State fans get to cheer that day, because I think Alabama's going to go in there and name their score basically. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think I'll be shocked if Corso doesn't pick his
interesting.
alma
You
mater.
are a pair of Hayes are already on opposite sides of this one.
12.5 point spread.
I would take Alabama and give the points.
Yeah,
I'd take those points.
I do.
All day long.
I do love it. I love it. All right, that will be your lead today. What else?
A lot of faith in Ty Simpson, by the way, all you guys. A lot of faith.
We'll see. I just know Florida State won 2 games last year, so the Crimson Tide coming in, I'd say that's probably a tricky putt, but we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a fun Frangie show. We're going to continue to break down what we saw from the Jaguars yesterday. You guys talked about it. That Travis Hunter video from today is certainly nothing short of sensational. And we'll talk Gators. We'll start peeking ahead to the NBA Finals. We have a Loser Monday on that coming up. So lots of fun stuff to get to today on the Frangie Show.
All right, big man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Hayes Carline, Frank Francis, JJ. They will have it all cranking for you. Do you feel like there could be an upset early against Alabama?
I think Florida State from last year, I think they'll give them everything they got, but I don't think they're going to win.
I don't think they're going to win either. I'm just saying that's going to be a lot.
Going to make it interesting.
Yeah, they'll make it interesting. Yeah.
12.5 point line. All right. I'm just trying to think right now. I'm laying it, taking it. We're done. We had a good time. As always, welcome back, Big Sirs. We got plenty more for you tomorrow and through the rest of the week, but you got the Frangie Show coming up next, into the night, Hackler, After Dark, all ahead, right here on the Super Station.
This time I got it right, okay?
Everyone wants to doubt Jacksonville. Never doubt Jacksonville.
You can always tell which ones were captured in